Here's what the Lord continues showing me as a watchman. As watchmen, we are called to see patterns, discern, listen to the Holy Spirit, and forecast what's coming. We see off in the far distance and recognize what is forming before it hits. The Holy Spirit showed me the next season will be mass pull, celebration, and consent. The danger will not be persecution. The danger will be seduction. He showed me the mechanism. I was hearing the Holy Spirit talk to me about Bad Bunny, how people get caught up in lyrics and pulled into the feeling and the energy. At the end, he says, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. But when the Holy Spirit opened my eyes, there is a specific tattoo in the middle of Bad Bunny's stomach called rebus in occult circles, connected to sexuality and seduction, a pull that works on men and women. It is not random. It is a ritual symbol that transforms men and women into one bisexual being for those who know that occult system. Then the Lord showed me the covenant loop. Those Super Bowl lyrics replayed in my head again and again until I said out loud, I come out of covenant with that. I detach from that. I renounce it. Then I saw President Obama and Michelle Obama on television at a basketball game, packed arena. When the camera hit them, the crowd went wild, and the Holy Spirit confirmed. That's what it will feel like for African Americans when the switch flips. Then the Holy Spirit said, this is going to crash and burn. Everything the Trump administration is doing, the attacks against people of color, the attempt to erase African American history and the truth about enslavement, job loss, instability. The word the Lord gave me is implode. This is going to implode. And when it implodes, it will not swing 180 degrees. It will swing 359 degrees into the opposite extremity. And in that extremity, foundational Black Americans will be lifted and idolized. Then the Holy Spirit showed me what will be exposed, dismantled, and finally permanently destroyed, and how all of this will come about and be enforced. God is allowing white supremacy to be on full global display so it can be exposed for what it is. It's like a veil is being lifted. That false construct will be permanently shamed and destroyed by its own hand, and the 400th century of lies about blackness will be systemically dismantled. The truth about what we carry, what was recorded, and what was erased will come out, including such hidden facts. Our enslaved ancestors came to America quoting exact Old Testament scriptures in cursive Hebrew written on benches, walls, and floors in the first enslaved African American church built in the late 1700s in Charleston, South Carolina. The whitewashing of history, what was done to our faith, and what was done to Jesus Christ and his representation, all of it will be exposed. And what I saw is this. The same systems that have hunted Black and brown people will go back through AI and identify anyone who has been racist and openly showing it. They will be searched, they will be categorized, they will be ostracized, and many criminalized. And here's the part connected to the rollback of DEI and the blatant display of hate and racism. The reason our Father is allowing white supremacy to be this blatant from the head of this nation, from policy on down through the administration, America's corporate systems, and even from those we loved and considered family and friend, is because we have to understand the law of sowing and reaping in God's kingdom. This nation is now at a point where there is no excuse. After a Black president, after the lies have been exposed, after the truth has been put in front of everybody's face, there is no excuse for people to think this way, move this way, and operate this way. So now God is going to judge it. And the measure of judgment is this. God is allowing it to be done openly, in blatant opposition to his word, to humanity, and to the standard of righteousness. So they cannot come back later and blame God, blame ignorance, blame confusion, or blame anybody else. This will be their own undoing by their own hands. Because Galatians 6 verse 7 says, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." Now hear this clearly. When I say this is not white guilt, God is no longer waiting on their conscience. This is not going to be a choice. God showed me enforcement. The same systems that hunted black and brown people will be turned outward and used to hunt what upheld white supremacy. It will be forced through law, policy, penalties, and restriction. It will be codified and it will move into real criminalization, a public, all-out repudiation of white supremacy that does not depend on whether anyone feels guilty. This is the critical warning and message from the Holy Spirit. He brought me to Revelation chapter 3, verses 9 and 10, and showed what happens in the season of overcorrection. This is a test. It will expose motives, alliances, and character. The warning is not in part 1, it is in part 2, how we as foundational black Americans respond after the shift. When God vindicates, the flesh wants revenge dressed up as justice. When doors open, people chase access and call it assignment. When pressure rises, some will trade righteousness for influence and justify compromise as strategy. In that season, what will be attached for foundational black believers is the life and death test in Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. They overcame Satan by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And the part most people leave out, and they loved not their lives unto the death. That third part is critical. Many of us will not pass because of the seduction of that hour. You must hear this.